Hello and welcome to Pop Along RC, and today I'm talking you through some of the issues I've had with my TT01. So if you've been following the channel, you will know that we've been doing lots of racing with the TT01s in the Tamiya class at our local clubs. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not really enjoying myself. Why is that? Well, I keep losing. That's it, I keep losing. And do you know what? I don't mind losing now and then. However, it has become a little bit frustrating because I'm having some issues with my car. Now, over the last 6 weeks, I've been having intermittent issues with my steering. The fact that it's intermittent means when I get back to the pits and I try to look and find out what was going wrong, it's very difficult to diagnose because every time I've been in the pits, I haven't been able to identify the problem. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through the process that I went through in order to fix the steering on this car. Now, the first couple are completely free to do, and some of the later ones may cost you a little bit more money. So let's have a look at where I started. The problem with the steering was that it stopped steering. So I wanted to check that there was nothing obscuring the steering at the front here. Now then, if you have got one of these, which is a LiPo battery, you have your main lead, but you also have the balance lead. And what can happen is the balance lead, if you have a look in here, the balance lead can get caught and it can stop this mechanism from steering. So it's important that when you put the battery in, the way I tend to do it is I'll run it on that side, I will poke the battery down into this space here, like so, and then you can see that that balance lead is not going to get in the way of this steering mechanism when the car turns both ways. So that is a very quick fix, and it might be something as simple as that, which is getting in the way of your steering working. Next, we take a look at this, which is the servo saver. And the way this servo saver works, if I just pull these parts out, is it has these three main parts. And what you have is this middle piece that clips on there, pop, and this bit will go over the top there. Now then, if when you screw this into the servo you do it in too tight, what it can do is it can compress the part in the middle, and that can restrict and have an impact on how well the servo saver returns to its original position. So advice there, just undo the screw one turn just to loosen it off to make sure that after the servo saver has been engaged, it can return back to its normal position, and therefore the car can centre itself properly. That again is a free fix, just don't over tighten your servo saver. Next then, so I double checked that, no issues. I was happy that the servo saver was working as it is. I could have opted to upgrade this to the Tamiya high torque servo saver, but again, no issues really with this component. So the next thing I looked at was my servo. Is there a problem with the servo? Well, fortunately for me, I had several servos lying around, and I actually had a pretty handy Savox servo in my MO6, and I had a couple of other servos. So I changed the servo and thought that could be it that fixes it. It wasn't it. I continued to get issues the following week. So the next thing I did was I changed my receiver. So I am currently running this awesome bit of radio gear, which is my DX3R Pro, and I've been using this piece of radio for a very long time, and I really do enjoy the feel and the performance of this radio. Runs off a Spectrum receiver, so I simply put a different Spectrum receiver in, bound it up, and the issues continued. So it was not the receiver. So the next option that I had to consider was that there was an issue with the ESC drawing too much power going around the track, and therefore I was getting some cutouts. So therefore I fitted a capacitor. Hence I've got all these ugly wires on top here, because I now have a capacitor fitted to the car. But during my time of fitting the capacitor and then checking the car, I finally experienced the glitch, the problem, whilst testing the car, and it is unfortunately an issue with my transmitter, which I kind of thought it was in the first place, but I was delaying because this component costs hundreds of pounds, whereas this one costs a couple of pounds. Some of the other fixes are again a couple of pounds here and there. So I tried to do all of those to make sure they're okay before investing a lot of money in new radio gear. I am lucky that I've worked out the problem. However, it means spending significant amounts of money. It is not a cheap fix. So I'm replacing my DX3 with a DX5. Now this is the DX5 Rugged, which is going to be my new radio gear. So if you're interested to find out why I chose this one, do tune in to my next video, where I will be unboxing, reviewing and getting this DX5 Rugged ready for racing.